Hello beautiful people, in this video I'm going to be doing two looks using a combination of the Retro palette, Midi Retro palette, and the Mini Retro palette. So if you want to see how I got these two looks combining these two palettes together, then let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the shade Industrial from the Mini Retro palette. It's that shade right there, and I'm going to take it on a slightly fluffy brush but also slightly dense, and I'm going to take this in the crease. Alright. This shade turns like really gray on me. I'm not sure if it turns this gray on other people, but I don't know. I don't reach for this color all that often, just because, I don't know. Maybe I will once the fall comes, because this seems more like a fall color, not like in the middle of summer color. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, let me add a little bit of, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I'm going to take a little bit of this color here, which is the shade Vintage Taupe. Vintage Taupe. Isn't that the shade in the Tropic palette? I just noticed that now. I will check after. Alright, just putting this on that part here just to help soften the blend and to make it look, I don't know, just a little bit more lively. Because that color looks a little, not dull, but, you know. Alright, I think that looks fine. I'll probably come together better later. Alright, on the lid, I'm going to take the shade Industrial, but I'm going to add some glitter glue first because that's how I prefer to use all of my shimmer shades. Alright, so glitter glue's on. I'm going to take my finger into the shade Industrial, and I'm going to pack that all over the lid. And slightly into the crease. And then I'm going to go back with a flat brush with the same shade, and then I'm going to take it and blend it more into the crease just to soften things out. If you guys can hear banging, they're doing construction on my street. It's been ongoing for like 2 weeks and I'm quite frankly over it, but there's nothing I can do about it, so if you just hear things, that's what it is. Alright, so taking the shade 60s again and applying that more to the crease with a slightly dense brush just to help with the pigment in the corner. Alright, so I'm going to take the shade Mod on the brow bone. And then going back with that fluffy brush, I'm just going to wipe it off first so I don't transfer any of that green up there that I don't want. I'm just going to blend these two together. Okay, so I'm going to take the shade, I think I'm going to take the shade Pixie, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner here to help blend those colors together. I'm just looking at the palette here and I don't think there's something from here that I want to take. Yeah, I could take Vivian, but I want something with a little more pizzazz. So I'm taking the shade Pixie on this dual fiber brush here, and just applying that in the inner corner here just to help blend everything together. Alright, I like the way that is looking. I am going to apply liner, put foundation over, how am I going to do this? I'm going to go ahead and apply liner, fix up half my face, and come back and show you guys what I'm going to put on the lower lash line. Alright, so I actually forgot I had to go out today, so I was going to do one look on this eye and one look on this eye, but seeing as I remembered I had to go out, I just decided to, I'll just film that video later on today. I'll take one of the looks off and redo it. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and take the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick and Magnetic Pink just to give a base. And then I'm going to take the shade Go-Go on a pencil brush, and I'm going to apply that to the outer half of the eye, bringing it towards the inner portion. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the shade think this is the shade Pixie, this one right here, and I'm going to take that on this part of the lash line there. I think these two colors play so well together. They're both in that peachy family. So I'm just going to get a smaller brush here just so I can get more precise in the inner corner here. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to take Galaxia or Psychedelic. I'm going to take Psychedelic. And I'm going to pop that in the inner corner. I'm probably going to have to get something else just because I feel like I need something more. Or maybe not. This may be fine. And I'm just going to blend that just slightly over top of Pixie and blend that just slightly over top of the eyelid. If you're recreating this look and you want some more pop, you can take something that has more of a base underneath of it. I probably would have taken the shade from the Love palette because that shade is like a peachy color and it really goes with it. But I think for now I will leave it like that. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and apply some nude to my lower waterline, do the other eye, and come back and show you guys the finished look. Alright, so here is the completed first look using the Mini and the Midi Retro palettes. Let me zoom you in so you can get a better look. I do like the way this look turned out. At first I wasn't sure because sometimes these green colors here make me look a little lifeless, but with the combination of the peach and the other colors, I think that this look turned out really pretty. Alright, let's move on to look number 2. Alright, so back for the second look. I am going to I'm debating on taking Swing all over the crease and on the lid, but I'm debating whether to take either Andy or Nude Mauve into the crease first. Let's start with Nude Mauve, and I'm going to take that into the crease just because I haven't really used this color much. And yeah, let's just see what it can do for us. Alright, not blended out beautifully. Okay, now I'm going to go into Swing. I haven't really used this yet other than for like a slight little accent on the second look I did. Or the first look, I don't remember, in the second video that I uploaded. I can't remember at this point in time now. But I'm going to basically take this color all over the lid. Now it's got some depth to it and I'm getting fallout because I'm using the wrong brush for this shade. Oh well, I'll clean it up after. Usually I don't care about fallout because I do have my foundation on, so maybe I should care a little bit, just so it doesn't look like a muddy mess afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to take this flat brush here, and I'm going to go into the shade Swing, and I'm just going to take this on the lid and pack it on. And I'm going to take it up to the crease just a little bit, where I've already blended it. Alright, that's a pretty color. Taking this slightly fluffier brush here from MAC, the Synthetic 217, I'm going in with Swing again. I'm just blending this out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of, just taking a little bit of Swing with my finger, just to get more. This is the only shade in the palette that I wasn't sure about. Where I was like, I could, take it or I could leave it. Could definitely just leave it. But yeah, I wanted to see if I can use it in a look just to see if I can make a look out of it to make myself like it. Alright, so I'm going to take the shade Groove, which is the one above it, and I'm going to take that on this fluffy brush here from MAC 217. And actually, maybe I should take a smaller brush because I feel like that's going to cause a disaster. So this smaller brush here with the shade Groove, and I'm just applying this just to deepen the outer corner just a little bit. Alright. Beautiful, beautiful. Just blending out the edge there. Okay, so, where's my brush here? I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm going to take a little bit of Mod and Nude Mauve together on this brush, and I'm just going to, do you hear that? Sebastian wants to come in here. Use that to blend out this area here, and then I'm going to take the shade Mod and apply it to the brow bone. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Andy on this flat brush, and I'm going to just take that in the inner corner here just to blend a little bit the groove into the inner corner. Perfect. I might take a little bit of glitz after just to, you know, do that thing I do with the shimmer. But I'm going to focus on the lower lash line for just a sec. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Industrial. I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. I do want a bit of a base. I'm going to use gold. And I always do that just to help things stick. And then I'm going to take the shade Industrial on this. This brush actually might be too fluffy. I'm going to take a... Where'd it go? Okay, so I'm going to take this smaller brush because it gives a little bit more precision. That fluffy brush, I actually might just toss... what am I trying to say? It might make the shadow go everywhere. Where do you want to go? You're ruining my tutorial. There we go. Alright. Okay, as I was saying, taking the shade Industrial and putting it on the lower lash line, but I'm not bringing it all the way just because on my eye shape it closes things off, and that's not what I want to do. But if your eye shape, you know, supports taking a darker shadow all the way in, go ahead and do that. What I'm doing instead is I'm going to take the shade, I'm debating on taking the shade Pixie, which is... Sorry, this tutorial's a little choppy, guys. The one here from the Mini Retro. I think I'm going to take that and just see what it looks like. I can't remember if I took that on this side or not. I don't remember. This morning feels like so far away. It's now the afternoon. Now that I've been in public and I can wear these looks for the rest of the day in the comfort of my own home. Okay, yeah, I like that. That works. So I'm just blending the two shades here. Alright, I'm going to take the shade Glitz just to see what that looks like. And I'm going to place that in the inner corner here. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, I like the way that's blending things beautifully together. Okay, beautiful. Alright, I'm also going to take the shade Glitz. Maybe I won't. I'm actually going to take my fluffy duo fiber brush and take the shade Mod. And I'm going to lightly take that on the inner corner. Let's change it up and not use shimmer there for once. Who am I? Alright, perfect. That is beautiful. Let me just touch up a little bit more of swing on the lid. And then I'll take a little bit more Andy. And a little bit more Glitz. You know what, I might take a little bit of Glitz just, or will that ruin it? It might ruin it if I tap it. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Psychedelic, and I'm just going to tap it lightly on the inner, on the, sorry, the middle part of my eyelid. There we go. Take it a little bit to the brow bone. There we go. That's cute. Alright, for the lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not sure what I'm going to apply yet, but I'll apply something and then I'll come back and tell you what I apply, and I'm going to touch up my mascara and zoom in so you guys can see the second look. Alright, so I applied this color, the middle shade, to the waterline. If I would have done a, what I would have done had I have different eye shape, or I didn't put my mascara on already, or if my eyes looked good with wings, I would have put on like Rebellion and topped it with Groove to do like a burgundy ish kind of wing. But because my eyes don't really suit that anymore, I'm going to leave it like this. But I mean, I'm just saying if you want to add more to it, because for me when I put darker shades on my lower lash line, I kind of feel like I need to balance it out by having something on the top that's also dark just to help bring things together. But I did want to take the shade Galaxia here, and I did want to join the industrial shade with the pixie shade. So before I put lower mascara on, I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit of that right there just to blend those two together, because this Galaxia shade has pink, and it also has like blue and green sparkles just to coordinate all the colors together. So I thought that would help tie in the look really nicely. It just gives the subtlest change, but I find it noticeable in my eyes. So yeah, let me just apply some quick mascara. Let me just apply some mascara quick, and I'll be back to show you the final look. Okay, so here is the final look complete. I added a little lipstick, which I added Pat McGrath, this cute little mini thing here. It's the shade Soft Core from one of her little trios. I thought it was perfect size to try some of her lipsticks out. I do like the formula. But yeah, let me zoom in on the eye so you can see this look. It's giving me like holiday vibes. That Groove shade on the lid is really giving me like Christmas party, holiday vibes. The same with the green, kind of like it's giving me Christmas vibes. I don't know if anyone else is getting that same vibe, but yeah, I like how this look turned out. You can take it in a couple of different directions by adding a wing. Yeah, but that is the first eye I created this morning. It's held up pretty well all day. Maybe it's just faded a little bit here, just a titch, maybe not. I would have to put more on my eyes to see if I notice a difference, but yeah. So look number 1 and look number 2. Let me guys know in the comments below which look is your favorite, if you have one. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that these two palettes go together or if they don't go together. I've been reading quite a few comments online that people just don't see it whatsoever. Like I said, if you cover up these two, so there's the palette like that. If you cover up these two greens, let me just do this without destroying my palettes or dropping them. So if you cover up these two greens, as you can see here, to me, in my eyes, it's very much the color story that's in this corner here. And then she wanted to expand on it by adding these ones. She said in her live, I don't know if I mentioned this in the first video I posted, but yeah, there's more to come in this line. I know she's never done that before, but there's a first for everything. I mean, I think there's a new palette coming up that I saw on the internet that is a mini Metropolis, perhaps? I'm not sure. But it's also coming with a little bit of an eye brush that I saw on Trend Mood. So, I mean, it seems like Natasha Denona might be, like, dabbling, stepping out of her, the thing she normally does and puts out, to kind of, you know, branch out in a different direction. I'm for it. I love Natasha Denona. I love her makeup. I love her eyeshadows. I don't know where I was going with that. I have no idea. Anyways, so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments as far as these two palettes. Do they go together? Do you think they don't go together? Obviously the demand is high for her to expand on the green range in the palettes. Apparently she's going to be doing that sometime next year, so we will see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look. I think I might do this with other palettes of hers going down the line. Like I have the Natasha Denona Love here, and I think I'm going to do a look using them both together. It was an interesting idea. I saw some comment on someone's video saying that they want someone to like do looks with like the mini and the middies, or the minis and the bigger size together. And I was like, that's a fantastic idea. So what better way to start than the controversial retro palette and the mini retro palette. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing before you go so you don't miss any of my future content. And have a great rest of your day. Bye!